What pairs well with a VR sex scene? Taco Bell, of course! Let's break down this legendary scene we're still thinking about. Director Marco Brambilla has spent most of his career creating ambitious video installation projects, often mixing recognizable pieces of pop media into self-aware meta-narratives that invite the viewer to reconsider the way that media is consumed. He once created an installation named after Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate, for example, and was one of the filmmakers featured in the 2006 sex-themed anthology film Districted. Brambilla has spent his career delving into new media frontiers. He has never been afraid to push the boat out. It's curious, then, that Brambilla's feature film debut should be something as boldly commercial as the 1993 sci-fi action flick Demolition Man. This movie was a high-profile, big-budget studio tentpole that opened at #1 at the box office and made over $159 million worldwide. It was notable for its star cast, showcasing Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes' action skills, and offering blockbuster visibility for Sandra Bullock, who was still on the rise in 1993. Demolition Man takes place in a future in which crime had been brought to an end, and society had evolved into a clean and ultra-polite semi-utopia. This is a future where people no longer touch, everyone speaks in a concise and gentle fashion, and machines issue fines to anyone who lets slip a cuss word. Meanwhile, sex has been replaced by a strange VR helmet that can simulate touching without humans ever having to come into actual contact. The premise of Demolition Man makes for excellent B-movie fodder. Stallone plays John Spartan, a cop in 1996, who has gained a reputation for causing collateral damage during his SWAT-like stings. After Spartan is arrested and placed in cryogenic sleep, he wakes up in the year 2032 and is forced to adapt to this strange sanitary society. Bullock plays Lenina Huxley, a future cop who serves as Spartan's liaison to the future. Huxley, a history buff fond of the 1990s, provides the bulk of Demolition Man's exposition, explaining to Spartan that salt is illegal, that the only remaining restaurant left over from this time is Taco Bell, and that sex is now enjoyed safely and sanely without the pesky bother of undressing or touching. So, following a date at Taco Bell, Huxley asks Spartan if he'd like to engage in intercourse, and Spartan, a little taken aback, agrees. They sit on chairs facing one another, Huxley's eyes closed, breathing heavily. When Spartan closes his eyes, he sees strobing lights, hears echoing noises, and catches a few fleeting glimpses of a nude body. He panics. Huxley assures him this is how sex looks now. A lot of physical activity is banned in 2032, and having sex the old-fashioned way is now considered gross.
The exchange of bodily fluids, do you know what that leads to?
Yeah, I do. Kids, smoking, a desire to raid the fridge.
After, Huxley and Spartan quickly part ways. And that's about it. The non-touching sex scene in Demolition Man speaks to its criticisms of a polite society run amok, pushed headlong into prudishness. Brambilla's comment seemed to be against a certain kind of political correctness that would eventually lead to a vital disconnect from what is real. These themes certainly play into Brambilla's larger body of work that explores the relationship humans have with media technology and how human connections have slowly mutated into the virtual as a result of that relationship. Brambilla seems to be arguing that VR technology, despite being invented to facilitate communication, is actually eroding our ability to connect organically. Brambilla's criticism is highlighted by additional scenes of a functioning underground in the world of Demolition Man, where the impoverished long for meat, vice, and human connection. Here, Dennis Leary's character goes on an energetic rant about how society has fallen apart, how their adherence to a strict code of polite conduct has robbed people of their ability to pursue their own happiness.
I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal?
It's a compelling moment in the movie, and one that perfectly complements what may well be the strangest sex scene in movie history.